Right now at 6, authorities in southwest Missouri bring charges against a woman in a fatal DWI crash from Christmas Eve.
And a few showers beginning to work into parts of the area. We're going to have those chances. They're a little cooler today, but not by much. So look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, a new program is launched to help support Kansans caregiving for a loved one with Alzheimer's or related dementia.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Elise Snowe.
I'm Chris Warner. It is Wednesday. It is February the 26th. Hopefully everybody had a great Tuesday. My goodness.
So nice out.
Wow, what a beautiful day yesterday. I can't get over it. We definitely deserve it. We went through a lot last week.
We really did.
My gosh, it's just absolutely incredible. And it's going to stay pretty decent for a while. Even if it's going to be a little cooler today, but even that is still going to be above normal.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay,
great.
Can't complain
Great.
all. Well, let's take a look outside, shall we? Downtown Pittsburgh is where we're going to start. And we've got pretty decent conditions so far, but we're going to have the clouds, we're going to have the rain out there. We'll show you that rain here in just a moment. MoDOT camera 20th and range line in Joplin looks good as well. The good news is just about all the snow is gone. Now, my boys made some snowmen a couple of days ago. There's, I don't know, maybe about that much of them left. I'm sure they're going to be gone today. But still, looks great. And rain, though, on the way. We're getting some light sprinkles. We're seeing it kind of get a little darker green to the southwest of Chanute. We got a few other showers between Wichita and Emporia. This activity is being pushed to the east and eventually the southeast. Now, these showers may not necessarily be the showers that everybody sees, but they're part of that system, part of that boundary. It's going to bring us those shower chances through the morning and into the early afternoon. I think they should wrap up by about 4 o'clock. They're going to be isolated to widely scattered, so not everybody necessarily will see rain today, but everybody will see the mostly cloudy skies across the region. And again, our winds will shift out of the north as this boundary pushes through this morning. It should be through the entire area by the time we get to noon. And there it is right here where that wind shift line is. We still have the south winds ahead of it, north winds behind it. Our temperatures, not bad, honestly, especially compared to yesterday, even better. We've got upper 40s, low 50s for most of us across the region. So kids getting on the bus this morning, not bad. A few sprinkles will be possible. Otherwise, mostly cloudy, about 50. South winds 5 to 10. When that bus brings them back again, a few showers, a couple isolated showers out there will be possible. Otherwise, mostly cloudy. 61 north winds 5 to 10. And we're looking at our highs today, a little cooler than yesterday, but still a few degrees above normal. Upper 50s and low 60s. Well, clear out tonight, which will allow us to get a little bit colder, and then it'll warm right back up again. We'll talk about that, plus next week's rain chances here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, a Grove, Oklahoma woman is behind bars facing charges in southwest Missouri for a fatal DWI crash on Christmas Eve. Now, earlier this month, the Jasper County Prosecutor's Office filed charges against Jennifer Maupin, including felony DWI, causing the death of another, and careless and imprudent driving. Now, Maupin also faces outstanding charges in Oklahoma. The latest charges stem from a fatal crash on December 24th on Missouri 59, just south of Carthage, which took the life of a Sarcoxy man. Now, Maupin was also injured in the crash, and she was initially arrested and then released to seek medical care. Once prosecutors filed official charges, a judge issued a warrant for Maupin's arrest. Monday night, Maupin was located in Marionville, Missouri, and booked into the Lawrence County Jail. McDonald County prosecutors amend charges against a former high school custodian after a camera was found in the girls' locker room. Now, after analyzing all of the evidence from the scene and the defendant, Roger Copeland's home, prosecutors amended charges from felony sexual exploitation of a minor, felony possession of child pornography, and 1 count of felony invasion of privacy to 5 counts of Class E felony invasion of privacy. Investigators found no evidence of full nudity on the videos, and investigators also say the videos had not been transferred to any other device or posted to the internet. Now, if found guilty, Copeland could spend time in a state prison. He would also have to register as a sex offender. And authorities arrest an Independence, Kansas man in connection with the July 2024 shooting incident following a months-long sealed case. Charles Riley Defabaugh III was taken into custody yesterday after a warrant issued in August 2024 was returned. Now, according to court documents, Defabaugh allegedly fired a gun at a man with intent to kill, wounding the victim. Now, he also reportedly shot an occupied vehicle. Defabaugh now faces multiple charges, including attempted first-degree murder. The Montgomery County Attorney's Office sealed the case upon filing formal charges on August 19, 2024, keeping it closed until Defabaugh's arrest. And of course, to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Well, community members joined together to discuss the future of Carl Junction. Dozens gathered at the Carl Junction Community Center to pitch ideas and learn more about possible plans for facilities in the city. Representatives from SAP Design Architects, Algier Martin and Associates, and city staff were on hand to collect comments, many in the form of sticky notes. Now, some of the topics of discussion include improvements to CJ's Parks and Trails, the Frank Dean Sports Complex, and water, sewer, and stormwater projects.
What's really amazing about Carl Junction, like tonight, was how many community members did come out. That's a real good measure of how much the community is involved and how much they want to really see betterment in their town.
Now, SAP Design Architects have been working with the city since 2008 when they designed the Carl Junction Community Center. Well, Kansans who are caregivers of a loved one with Alzheimer's or related dementia will now have access to more support. The SEK Area Agency on Aging can help people get connected to this program. The Kansas Respite for Alzheimer's and Dementia program offers temporary substitute support like in-home respite care, including personal care and institutional respite by placing the care recipient in a nursing home. Now, for caregivers, the battle against dementia can be tough.
Dementia's, that it's a hard, long battle a lot of times, and there's a lot of grief that goes along with caring for someone with dementia.
Now, to be eligible, the caregiver must live in the same home as the care recipient, but an exception can be requested through the Kansas Department for Aging and Disability Services. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes, coming up on the KOAM Morning News. The education company Chegg is suing Google, saying its AI search results use proprietary content it supplied. Plus, President Trump is holding his first cabinet meeting with Musk as scrutiny grows over federal worker firings. And Chris Warner returns with another look at your Wednesday forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Well, topping Nation Watch this morning. Well, Denny's is adding an egg surcharge at some of its locations amid shortages and higher egg prices. The diner chain declined to specify the exact amount of the surcharge. Denny's said in a statement, pricing decisions are being made restaurant by restaurant. Denny's isn't the only restaurant attempting to cope with the egg supply shortage. Waffle House recently added a 50-cent price hike for meals that include eggs. Major U.S. retailers, including Costco and Trader Joe's, have had to take action as well, imposing limits on how many eggs one customer can buy. An online education company is suing Google over artificial intelligence. Chegg is a company that provides students with homework help and test answers. Now, it relies heavily on Google to send internet users to its site when they ask questions. But now that the search engine incorporates AI into its search, it can provide answers on its own page. Now, Chegg claims Google forced it to supply proprietary content to be included in those results. Google says the claim is meritless and claims its AI overviews sends traffic to more sites. Chegg's revenue has fallen 24% in the past year, but the reality is its troubles started much sooner. Chegg stock reached a high of $113 per share at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2021. It closed Tuesday at $1.07. Well, U.S. industry leader warns President Donald Trump's plan to impose a 25% tariff on all imported aluminum could cost 100,000 American jobs. The new tariff rate is a 15 percentage point increase from prior levels and doesn't permit any exceptions or exemptions. Now, it's set to go into effect next month. The CEO of Aloco, one of the largest U.S. aluminum makers, told a conference the tariff would eliminate about 20,000 direct U.S. aluminum industry jobs. Now, he added the tariff could eliminate 80,000 indirect jobs. The aluminum tariff is part of Trump's aggressive strategy to beef up domestic manufacturing, but creates a risk of sparking a global trade war. Well, today, President Trump is holding his first cabinet meeting, and special advisor Elon Musk is set to have a seat at the table. Now, this comes amid new scrutiny over whether the Department of Government Efficiency has the power to enforce the widespread firings of more federal workers. Meanwhile, President Trump has introduced a new plan to lure wealthy immigrants. CBS News' Jared Hill has more from New York.
Ahead of the first cabinet meeting of his second term today, President Donald Trump is backing senior advisor Elon Musk's demand, requiring federal workers send a list of what they accomplished on the job last week.
Well, it's somewhat voluntary, but it's also if you don't answer, I guess you get fired.
With the deadline extended, the White House says more than 1 million responses have already come in. Now, the administration is preparing to direct federal agencies to submit reorganization plans by March 13th and to prepare for sweeping reductions in force. Tuesday, 21 career government staffers resigned from DOJ, writing they refused to compromise core government systems, jeopardize American sensitive data, or dismantle critical public services.
They've created a toxic work environment, and nobody wants to work under those conditions.
Though Elon Musk has been the face, the White House now says Amy Gleason, a staffer from the first Trump term, is the acting administrator of DOJ. President Trump stressed he's in charge as congressional Republicans push for change in tone.
The buck stops here.
Also Tuesday, the president announced a gold card visa is in the works for wealthy immigrants. The price tag, $5 million.
It's going to be a route to citizenship. The people will be vetted very carefully.
The money collected, he says, would help pay down the federal deficit. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Yesterday, President Trump also signed executive orders suspending security clearances for lawyers that worked with special counsel Jack Smith, examining possible tariffs on copper imports and bolstering healthcare price transparency. Now, additionally, late last night, the House passed a GOP-led budget resolution that will likely help spearhead much of the president's legislative agenda moving forward. And that's a look at some of today's top national stories. Here's Chris with a look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got showers beginning to work into the air. You can see on the Skywatch Storm Tracker. And of course, with those showers come clouds as well. We'll have another full look at your forecast and how long the warm weather lasts when we come back.
Well, a Shakopee man is sharing a unique talent, or at least one we've never quite seen before. David Schumann introduces us to Jerry Hackett, who meticulously creates detailed models of historic Minnesota buildings out of toothpicks.
First roll out the blueprint. Then go toothpick by painstaking toothpick.
And I'll just dip it in the glue like that, and I'll lay it out there. It's tedious.
Jerry Hackett spends hours in his man cave here creating scale model replicas of some of Minnesota's most historic buildings.
See, I got a whole bunch of 2-inch toothpicks there in smaller pieces. All these are different toothpick sizes.
His latest masterpiece, Dakota County's first courthouse in Hastings. The piece is now on display in the county's administrative building after Jerry called them up and said, "Hey, I have something for you."
Just an amazing gift from somebody who spent his time putting this together and just gave it to the public, so we're thrilled.
From getting the blueprints to finishing construction, the piece took Jerry 3 months and about 4,000 toothpicks.
Probably doing the roof is the toughest part. It's a lot of work figuring all that out.
Jerry's built 3 other courthouses.
This one was Steele County Courthouse. There is Waseca County.
But before that, his interest was bridges, windmills, a Ferris wheel, and even the Eiffel Tower and the Space Needle in Seattle. Jerry has some behind-the-scenes construction experience in his life, but nothing that would make you think he's capable of this.
Do you consider yourself an artist?
No, it's a hobby.
More like a gift, you might say, and one that he's generously willing to share with all of us.
What an incredible talent. Let's head over to Chris for a quick look at your forecast.
We've got ourselves another pretty decent day temperature-wise. It's a little cooler out there and some shower chances. Another full look at your forecast when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News 622 on this Wednesday morning. Quick look outside 20th and Rangeline, MoDOT camera in Joplin. Looking good. Folks getting their day underway. Again, clouds continuing to increase as our showers continue to increase across the area. Still, some of this may not necessarily be reaching the ground, but we are seeing a little more shower and sprinkle activity across parts of southeast Kansas. So Chanute, Fredonia, just around Yates Center. Again, some of this may not be reaching the ground. Just outside of Iola and to the east of Howard and Eureka. So it's part of that boundary, and if you look close enough, you'll see the line where that boundary stretches, and of course where the main shower activity is, which is still right here between Emporia and Wichita, moving off to the east and eventually the southeast. That's what's going to bring us our possible shower chances. I say possible because take a look at the future track by noon, and you saw what we just looked at live on the Skywatch Storm Tracker. It'll be isolated to widely scattered. Not everybody will see rain, and some of the rain that shows up may not actually even reach the ground, but we will have some showers. Otherwise, mostly cloudy. We have south winds ahead of the boundary, about 5 to 10. We'll have north winds behind it. And our temperatures today a little cooler, not cold, but cooler as we head through the afternoon hours. We'll be mostly cloudy otherwise. Overnight, though, the clouds will begin to clear, and so that will allow temperatures to begin to fall because the clouds hold in the warmer air, and once they clear out toward tomorrow morning, temperatures drop back to slightly more seasonable levels, back into the 30s. So it will be colder to start our Thursday, but then we're just going to be dealing with sunny skies. Clear skies all day Thursday. We'll have gusty northwest winds pushing 20 at times. Temperatures, again, about as warm as they're expected to be today. And then as we go into Thursday night and Friday morning, winds will shift out of the south and southwest, and then those will pick up. So we'll have gusty southwest winds throughout the day Friday, but you know what that means. It also means warmer air will be pushed in, and so we're going to be back to where we were, say, Monday, Tuesday this week, in terms of temperatures as we head through Friday afternoon. Temperatures right now, though, a little cool, but not bad. Warmer than where we were yesterday for most of us. We're into the upper 40s and low 50s. We have some cooler spots. Miami, for example, sitting at 40 degrees, and at this point, Carthage, the warm spot right now, it looks like at 54 degrees. Thursday morning, here we go. Low 50s to start. Clouds again increasing, mostly cloudy, and maybe a shower or two. Around 60 by 11 o'clock this morning. These showers continue through 3, maybe 4 at the latest, and then they should be done. Now, there could still be an isolated sprinkle or two following that, but otherwise, any reasonable shower chances, which are still quite low, will be done. North winds 5 to 10, upper 50s, low 60s. Again, slow to drop temperatures initially through the evening with the cloudy skies, but as those clouds clear, temperatures drop back into the mid to upper 30s. Northwest winds 5 to 10. Upper 50s, low 60s tomorrow. Upper 60s, some low 70s for sure possible again on Friday. A little cooler Saturday, maybe some rain Sunday. We're still watching next week. We have those shower chances. There's still an ever so slight chance of a strong storm as we go Monday into Tuesday. These chances are fairly low, but it is something we'll keep an eye on for you. Other than that, most of our days we're either going to be at or above normal with the exception of Sunday and Monday, where we'll be just a hair below. Let's check your forecast. We're going to sit over to Lisa now with Health Watch.
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, topping Health Watch this morning, the psychological health of pregnant women can have a big impact on their heart health. The American Heart Association says mothers should have psychological screenings during pregnancy and in the 1 year after giving birth. Now, depression and anxiety can lead to negative health behaviors like irregular sleep and drug use, and can affect the child's well-being as well. Well, many young women are suffering from menopause symptoms without getting treatment. A University of Virginia study looked at premenopause among women ages 30 to 35 and found more than half are already symptomatic. However, they often wait until they're much older to seek treatment because of the common misconception that menopause doesn't begin until a woman is in their 50s. The answer to preventing wrinkles and graying hair may be in our hormones. A study by the Endocrine Society found some hormones have anti-aging properties that can slow the progress of aging in the skin. Now, more research is needed to see if these hormones could eventually be used in therapeutics to treat aging. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 6:30, young poets in Southwest Missouri give voice to their skills during a regional competition.
And clouds beginning to increase a bit. Showers on the way. We'll have a look at that forecast. Get you out the door coming up.
Plus, the Bourbon County community turns out for a good cause and some good food.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:30. I'm Elise Noe.
I'm Chris Warner. It is now Wednesday. It is February the 26th. We're getting ready to close out this month. Last day is on Friday. And then we slip into March, even though it's kind of felt like March here the last couple of days.
It certainly has. It's been really nice.
It's been super nice. It's so wild. You know, they really do say, if you don't like the weather in the 4 states, just wait 10 minutes.
Right, exactly.
I mean, it was a little longer than 10 minutes, but I mean, you get the idea. Yeah. I mean, we're 70, almost 80 degrees warmer this week than where we were, 7 days ago.
Quite the turnaround.
Indeed it has been. And with that said, now instead of snow chances in our forecast today, we have rain chances in our forecast today, which I will certainly take. My car could use some rain right now.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure yours could as well. So let's start with that look outside downtown Pittsburgh. Take a look at that sunrise. It does look very nice, but as you can see, clouds continuing to increase on the camera at 4th and Broadway. MoDOT camera 20th and Range Line in Joplin. Looks good, folks. Again, getting their day underway. Roads are clear. Roads are dry. And in fact, skies right now are relatively clear over Joplin, but that will change as these showers continue to work through the area. So they'll continue to push on off to the east. We have the clouds thickening up out there. The actual boundary, if you watch from this line, it comes all the way down through here. And that's what's going to be bringing us the isolated shower chances. Now, I wanted to say that, though, through the morning and even to the afternoon. Look at the future track. There's going to be isolated to widely scattered shower chances. Not everybody necessarily will see rain, and not all the rain we see on radar necessarily will be reaching the ground. But we will have those chances for showers. We all will be seeing those mostly cloudy skies as we head through the afternoon hours. And our temperatures today still a bit above normal, but cooler than where they were yesterday and Monday, with those skies eventually clearing as we head into the overnight hours tonight. Here's another look at the boundary just ahead of it, so the showers are right behind it. Our temperatures, again, it's not having a significant impact on them whatsoever. The only noticeable difference is right now we've got south winds ahead of the boundary. We have north winds behind the boundary. Our temperatures, for the most part, upper 40s, low 50s. Kids getting on the bus, get a few sprinkles possible out there. Otherwise, mostly cloudy, 50, south winds 5 to 10, and a few sprinkles, a few light showers by the time that bus brings them home, about 61, and north winds at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Highs upper 50s and low 60s across the region, with those shower chances coming to an end by this afternoon. Should be done by about 4. We're going to still be a little cool tomorrow, then we warm back up again, then we've got more rain chances heading into next week. Details on all of that here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, potholes are more likely to appear after a big snow, making them a common hazard this time of year. Now, they can cost you hundreds of dollars in repair, but there's one thing you can do now to minimize that risk, and that's check your spare tire. Now, according to AAA, more than 1,400 Kansas drivers needed a tow because they didn't have a usable spare. And fishing holes across the 4 states are gearing up for another exciting fishing season. Now, to help you get ready, we sat down with experts from Bud's Bait and the Missouri Department of Conservation in Joplin to find out everything you need to know to reel in that perfect catch.
You're going to fish at trout parks, keep in mind that there are zones according to what type of lure you're going to use. If you're unfamiliar with what the zone boundaries are at the park, tell them what type of lure you're going to use, and they can tell you what zone you're going to fish in.
We'll even have a few people that fly fish, and so we have all the fly fishing stuff also, rods and reels, and that's typically what people are gearing up for now.
Now, Skalicki says if you're a first-time fisher, there are plenty of people in the 4 states willing to help. He says all you have to do is ask. Well, young poets brought a strong voice to the Harry M. Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex in Joplin yesterday. High school competitors brought their best vocal presentation to the Poetry Out Loud Regionals, a national poetry competition designed to improve public speaking skills, help build confidence, and teach the kids about literary history and contemporary life.
Opportunities like this for high schoolers is just really essential to their learning of public speaking skills, confidence, and just analytical skills when it comes to, comprehension of written literature.
The competition was free and open to the public. And yesterday, Bourbon County Emergency Services came together to support one of their own at a chili feed benefit during the Fort Scott High School basketball game. Now, first responders were serving chili, Frito chili pie, hot dogs, and more. Now, all proceeds help Sarah Long, a public safety dispatcher, and her 8-year-old son, Jareth, who is undergoing cancer treatment after surgery to remove a kidney.
It's just absolutely amazing. When my coworkers started putting this together, I had no idea they were putting it together, first of all. And they just came together so quickly, and it really makes you feel loved.
Now, Jareth is being treated at Children's Mercy, and on February 6th, he underwent surgery to have his right kidney removed. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Apple shareholders rejected a DEI proposal amid nationwide corporate cutbacks. And we have a cooler and cloudy day today. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Well, in Consumer Watch this morning, tax season is in full swing and it's collided with headlines about IRS layoffs and cuts. Now, what does it mean all for your return and your refund? Well, Karen Kafa is in Washington with what taxpayers need to know.
Last week, the IRS was expected to start layoffs of more than 6,000 employees as part of the Trump administration's broader cuts to the federal workforce at the agency's busiest time of year.
We know that when the IRS is understaffed, as it was in the 2010s, it makes refunds slower. It means they have a hard time answering their phones if you've got questions.
Vanessa Williamson, a senior fellow in governance studies at the Brookings Institution, says the cuts could impact important taxpayer resources.
There's some evidence that a lot of the cuts are going to come to people who help small business owners who have some of the most complicated taxes of anyone. So if you haven't filed, I recommend you file as soon as possible.
Tom O'Sabin, Director of Tax Content and Government Relations at the National Association of Tax Professionals, says amid leaner IRS staffing, taxpayers should try to limit the need for person-to-person contact with the agency.
What it means is if there's any possibility to electronically file your return, do so. Whether you're using a tax professional or you're filing or you're on your own, or you use the direct file system, which is relatively new at the IRS, try to submit your return electronically.
O'Sabin adds that careful preparation can also minimize omissions and errors that could take longer to correct. And no matter the headlines, he says, to complete that return.
In reading a lot of these social media posts and the like, there's been some talk about waiting to file or don't bother to file. I think that's a fool's recommendation.
In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Well, another concerning consumer confidence report has been released. Now, the latest survey from the Conference Board showed consumer confidence slid from 105.3 in January to 98.3 in February. Now, that's the biggest month-to-month drop in more than 4 years. The board says those surveyed for the latest report cited concerns over inflation and the uncertainty over trade and tariffs. Well, Apple's shareholders have rejected a proposal to end the company's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, or DEI, program. Now, it comes as other major U.S. corporations have scaled back their DEI programs following President Donald Trump's executive order banning them in the federal government. Now, Apple is defending its diversity efforts, calling them an integral part of its corporate culture and crediting them for helping make the company one of the most valuable in the world. And now SpongeBob SquarePants fans don't have to live in a pineapple under the sea to get a taste of Bikini Bottom. Meal kit delivery service Home Chef is collaborating with the beloved Nickelodeon cartoon on a new menu. Now through March 21st, customers can order meal options like the Krusty Krab flatbread pizza or Sandy's Texas-style honey barbecue chicken. SpongeBob SquarePants is part of Paramount Global. Well, what to reach for when making a purchase, your debit or your credit card? Well, while they look the same, there are pros and cons to both methods of payment. Michael Yoshida has what you should know the next time you're trying to figure out which card to tap at the checkout.
To debit or credit? That's the question.
I think it just depends on your relationship with money and your budget, whether or not you're in debt.
A debit card can come in handy if you prefer to pay with cash or don't want to overspend, such as when you want to avoid interest charges, when you need cash from an ATM, and a big one, when you're trying to stay out of debt, as a debit card will only let you spend money you already have.
It's like the cash stuffing method, where if you only put cash in envelopes and you're only allowed to spend that cash, that's the essential equivalent of using a debit card.
Credit cards, on the other hand, are more flexible, allowing you to borrow money to make purchases. They're also useful for earning rewards and points, building your credit score, shopping online with fraud protections debit cards may not have, and booking hotels or rental cars, which may require security deposits.
If you have a credit card, that hold only goes on your line of credit. If you're using a debit card, that means you have to already have that deposit amount in your account.
So what's the bottom line? Know your spending habits and what you want out of each card.
It depends on how you manage your money and also what you're buying. For big purchases, I often err on the side of credit cards for those protections. But debit cards could be really great for those everyday small purchases because the money's taken directly out of your checking account.
In Washington, I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
That's it for Consumer Watch. Here's Chris with another look at your forecast.
We've got some showers beginning to roll into the area. The clouds increasing here downtown Pittsburgh as showers are knocking on your back door, stretching back towards Chanute. MoDOT camera 20th and range line. Clouds starting to increase off to the north. Now, right now over Joplin, the skies are pretty clear, but it will not last much longer as these clouds continue to thicken up. Here's a look at Skywatch Storm Tracker. Here's a look at showers, Chanute, back through the central portions of southeast Kansas in our area, and the main boundary of showers, at least, stretching from Wichita all the way back. I'm telling you, it's the batteries, all the way back up to the north through Iowa. And we'll continue to see the opportunity for showers. Not all the rain is necessarily going to reach the ground. Not everybody today is going to see rain, but we'll have that chance for some isolated to widely scattered showers. It'll be mostly cloudy, a little cooler today, but still technically above normal. And it won't be until overnight tonight that we start to see skies clear across the area. And that, of course, will allow our temperatures to drop because we'll lose this blanket of cloud cover, keeping the warm air in. And so we will be seasonably cold tonight, but it'll definitely feel a lot colder than where we are right now. And here's where we are right now. Most of us into the upper 40s and low 50s. We're going to be starting tomorrow in the 30s, so it's definitely going to feel a little bit colder out there for us. Kids getting on the bus, get a few sprinkles possible this morning, maybe a few of those showers. Otherwise, mostly cloudy, 50. South winds ahead of the boundary, 5 to 10. Behind this boundary, north winds, about 61, still mostly cloudy with some scattered showers. We'll have another look at your forecast here in just a moment, as well as birthdays and anniversaries. But first, here's what's happening on CBS Mornings.
I'm Gayle Kane. Coming right up on CBS Mornings, we'll talk with the authors of a new book with some essential reading for parents everywhere. Why they say many kids just don't see the point of school anymore. What? And what parents can do to help. That's coming right up on CBS Mornings.
All right, time for some Wednesday birthdays in the 4 states, starting in Golden City with Ross Giles, celebrating number 74. Says, happy birthday, love your wife and family.
And in Columbus, a happy birthday to Charlotte King.
And staying in Columbus with Maggie Mooney, celebrating another year wiser, says happy birthday from the Crestline Girls.
And a happy anniversary to Linda and Mike Decker. It says here, happy birthday from the Crestline Girls.
I think it says happy anniversary from the Crestline Girls.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
Oh, well. It does. But, hey, you know what? That doesn't really matter. This is an incredible photo here. This is an incredible throwback photo of Gary Cisco. He's one of our technical media operators here, one of our directors. He's pictured with Roy Clark. Gary is on the right. Gary is one of the kindest, gentlest people you will ever know. I worked with him on the weekends. I know you did as well. We work with him at noon. Absolutely incredible career he's had too, working with different music artists over his lifetime. Just an absolutely awesome guy. If you see Gary, make sure you wish him a very happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Gary. And last but not least, continuing our list with a happy birthday to Mary Lou Wilson, turning 98 in Chanute today. It says happy birthday from your son.
All right, that is a great list of birthdays and anniversaries. If you want to celebrate with us, Elise knows the deets.
Go ahead and submit your birthdays and anniversaries to birthdays@koamnewsnow.com. Be sure to include those wonderful photos and messages to, of course, meet the deadline that you see there at the bottom of your screen. And to also include the date of your celebration when submitting as well.
Certainly want to make sure you include all that information. And take a look, clouds continuing to thicken up here downtown Pittsburgh, but you can also see it's given us a really nice sunrise, a really neat view here from 4th and Broadway, of course looking back to the east along 4th Street. Just beautiful colors, getting some of the purples out there. Just looks amazing. Now onto the Joplin side, MoDOT camera 20th and Range Line. Again, clouds gradually increasing in Joplin now as well. And we've got showers out there. Where are they? Well, they're here in the green colors. And that's the other nice. This is green. This is rain. This isn't snow. I know some folks love the snow. I know Doug specifically loves the snow. And I have no problems with the snow. But, you know, we get so much and then it's supposed to be done. All right, some showers. Again, not all of this necessarily reaching the ground, but showers across parts of Greenwood and Elk counties back towards Chanute, in between Iola and Bronson. We'll stretch this up because we're seeing a few more of them. So up by Garnett, we've got some showers. Burlington, you've got more off to your north and west. And that's the line. Now, the boundary itself is right about here. And then we have the actual line of showers developing, stretches all the way back up into Iowa. The good news is nothing crazy expected, no severe weather, no real thunderstorms expected at all, but some of us will get some showers. And I do want to also point out that these showers will be isolated to widely scattered. So again, not everybody necessarily will see rain, and as we were just discussing, we may see rain on radar that isn't actually reaching the ground because it may be a little too dry at the surface. So not everyone will see rain. I think some of us will. Otherwise, we all will see mostly cloudy skies, and that will continue through the afternoon into the evening hours. Main showers, what we do see, should be done by 4 o'clock at the latest. Then we'll start to have our skies clear overnight. Now, once that happens, look how quickly those temperatures drop because it's seasonable. This is about where we should be. We're getting spoiled right now. So it is going to feel considerably colder tomorrow as we go into the 30s, considering we're starting today in the 40s and 50s. But that's normal. We'll have those clear skies, and it'll be sunny all day Thursday, all day Friday, and we'll have gusty northwest winds on Thursday. Temperatures still a little cooler than where we have been. They'll be like this today, same as tomorrow. But otherwise, again, still technically above normal. Then we head into our Friday. Winds will shift out of the southwest overnight from Thursday into Friday. As south winds, you know what that means. It's going to bring in warmer air, and so we'll be much warmer as we head into our Friday. And Friday afternoon, it's going to be breezy still. But take a look. Even some of our western counties could make the low 70s Friday. Absolutely beautiful. Quick look at those temperatures. So here's the actual boundary. And again, not a major impact on our temperatures. Again, keeping us a little cooler today, but not significantly so. Most of us upper 40s and low 50s, so not a bad start to the day at all. See, there's those clouds increasing in Joplin. Low 50s, isolated to widely scattered showers, mostly cloudy, and about 60 by 11 o'clock this morning. We're going to have another look at your forecast, talk about some additional rain chances next week here in just a moment, as well as the news you need to know. And when we switch over to Fox 14, which, by the way, that happens at 7 a.m., we're going to see how a veteran referee is welcoming his grandson to the world of officiating this season.
And here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Well, Jennifer Maupin of Grove, Oklahoma is behind bars facing charges in southwest Missouri for a fatal DWI crash on Christmas Eve. The fatal crash happened on Missouri 59 just south of Carthage, which took the life of a Sarcoxy man. Now, she was initially arrested and then released to seek medical care. Monday night, Maupin was located in Marionville, Missouri, and booked into the Lawrence County Jail. McDonald County prosecutors amend charges against a former high school custodian, Roger Copeland, after a camera was found in the girls' locker room. The prosecutors amended charges to 5 counts of Class E felony invasion of privacy. If found guilty, Copeland could spend time in a state prison. He would also have to register as a sex offender. And authorities arrest Charles Riley Defabaugh III of Independence, Kansas, in connection with the July 2024 shooting incident following a months-long sealed case. Now, according to court documents, Defabaugh allegedly fired a gun at a man with intent to kill, wounding the victim. Defabaugh now faces multiple charges, including attempted first-degree murder. And that's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
As you head out the door, some showers possible today. Otherwise, mostly cloudy, a little cooler, upper 50s, low 60s, north winds 5 to 10. We'll stay pretty cloudy through most of the evening, but as we go overnight, those clouds will clear, and that will allow our temperatures to start to drop. They'll be seasonably cold, but it will feel colder, mid to upper 30s. As we head into Thursday, Friday, sunshine, breezy, and a little warmer by Friday. Watching some rain chances, though, as we head into next week. Maybe a rumble of thunder or two. Again, still too far out on that, but something we'll keep an eye on. But we're overly concerned, but still. We're rolling into March, and you know what that means here in the 4 states.
Absolutely. All right, Chris, thanks. Well, coming up today at noon, we're making Alabama firecrackers in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Which sounds hazardous, but I'm sure it's probably some kind of delicious item. But that's what we've talked about. It's been a while. You know, Howard has some interesting names.
Certainly does.
All right. Well, your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings. Concerns if you're planning on going for a hike at a national forest. Next on CBS Mornings, hear from employees whose jobs are being cut and the impact it could have on your safety.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, we'll see how a group of musicians work to diversify orchestras.
Plus, Out of Enrolling joins us in the studio for another Wildcat Wednesday. However, that's going to wrap it up for us for now. We had so much fun, though. We're going to be back here tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
And we'll see you today at noon.